Zatanna.
I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks. And before we get into the review of Smallville Fortune, I wanted to remind everybody that we are currently doing our video contest for Smallville. Yep. And there's still time to enter and post a video and stuff, and it's already begun. And let me just say, I don't want to really comment on people's videos yet, but it's on, so.
It's gonna be a tough competition. But anyways, about this Smallville episode, what's the name of it?
Fortune.
Fortune, yeah. How unfortunate. Let me start off this way. Monday, we went and saw I'm Number 4. Great day. Tuesday, we went out, had a good time. Wednesday, we went out again, had a good time as well. Thursday was my birthday, turned 25, great day. Friday night, went to church, had a great time, went out again.
Had some Denny's.
Yeah. And then after Denny's, came home, watched Smallville. Thus, in the good week.
Yeah.
That was the damper.
I was wondering about it because I'm like, well, I found out this is Chloe's last episode. I'm like, and people are saying Chloe's last episode is about magic beer. And so I'm like, what kind of send-off is this going to be?
Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the current Chloe right now, but if I was a huge fan, one, I'd be upset that this is the way they send her off, for one. Two, what the heck? You know, I knew from the previous week that it was going to be pretty bad because they're doing a Hangover parody, whatever. But that was a sad portrayal. It's like they took the synopsis
even
of it.
Right down to the animal and them discovering the camera at the end that revealed their night. That was all that movie.
It was the thing about Hangover that made it so funny was that they did such crazy things and stuff. So I'm like, how are they gonna try and pull that off? For one, it's supposed to be like a PG rated TV show, and Hangover was like, and so. Even as soon as the camera, like Clark woke up and the camera was in his face, I was thinking about the shot when Ed Helms woke up, and of course the animal was eating something. They had to trap it into a room, or they put it in a room or whatever. And I didn't find it funny. I chuckled maybe once or twice when Clark stole the Lex Luthor sign.
Yeah, that was funny.
And when Oliver woke up and was staring at Lois's boobs.
It was humorous. I can't say LOL, but it was humorous when Clark ran into the wall when he tried to do super speed. Yeah. And I thought it was humorous when Emil was about to be tortured, and he's like, it's too bad I understand the physics of this. Yeah. And
but that was the only time. And it's just, they're pulling out this crap and it's almost over. It's like, why is there so much crap?
It was neat to know that Casimir Friedman can sing. She has a very nice voice.
Yes, she does.
And so does, I don't know the name of the actor who plays Emil, but he had a very nice voice as well. But it was so weird watching him in that Elvis costume and everything.
It was very cheesy.
Wait, first of all, I've got to say...
Well, see, they brought the Vegas aspect to the show because Hangover took place in Vegas.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but here's the thing. Zatanna is a real witch. Literally. Because...
Why would you send that?
Why would you send an enchanted magic bottle of champagne that would make them forget, just have that crazy effect on everybody, especially sending it to the most powerful man on the planet? There's no telling what kind of crazy things could have happened.
Maybe she was trying to destroy their marriage because she really wants Clark.
She's just some kind of crazy skank whore.
Yeah.
Cause even in that episode Warrior she was in, she did that little
Why would they drink
enchantment
champagne
on Clark.
Why would they drink champagne from her?
They didn't discover it was from her until afterwards. I think Oliver was the one who opened the bottle. They didn't read the card.
Why didn't they read the card?
I don't know, because
there's people trying to kill them.
Because there wouldn't be a plot.
There's people I guess.
There wouldn't be a plot if they read the card prior. Yeah. That was...
Well, I hope they never receive fan mail. I don't know.
So let's get to the mechanics of the nonsense of the episode. First of all, I will never look at Justin Hartley the same way again. You are no longer sexy or attractive.
Oh my goodness.
Dressing up in drag. They were trapped in that room, and they just led out to the stage. And so these big guys are pounding on the door. And so they have time to put on, instead of the guys just walking around and going up through the stage or whatever, I guess maybe they didn't want to cause a scene, even though that's what they ended up doing.
Yeah.
They had the time to put on the outfits and the makeup, and they went out and danced, and Oliver came down the stage, and he went back up the stage, and then that guy
found him attractive.
Yeah, found him attractive, and it was just wrong and weird, and they just wanted to do something crazy, but they were sober. They should have thought of a better plan. And then Clark was there. He should have been able to take out all those guys and rescue Emil in seconds. And they just wanted to have this crazy scene of them shooting, of Chloe shooting guns. And when did she officially start shooting guns? I don't think Batman would like her, by the way.
No, they don't really like guns at all. And another thing, I guess Clark left his super speed, I can get to London in 2 seconds at home. And that's why he couldn't do... Well, maybe he was still suffering from his hangover. And that's why he couldn't super speed and do all that stuff. But I just thought it was crazy. I'm like, you're Green Arrow.
No, because...
That's your last option,
Here's the thing, because even Justice League, the cartoon did this... they just dumbed down Superman's powers to make it more of a team effort.
Yeah.
Because when does Superman really, really need, people, especially for a mediocre task like casino thugs?
Okay, and it was just crazy that they took the same synopsis from Hangover. They like the exact same thing. They had to find their friend. They didn't know where she was. Didn't know where Lois was in the beginning, and
their friend roofied them.
Their friend roofied them, and there was an animal, and lost their engagement ring, didn't know where it was. Seriously, the only thing, then they had the guy with an accent with the henchman trying to track them down because their money was stolen or whatever. Only thing they were missing was a naked Chinese guy, a missing tooth, and Mike Tyson. And a tiger. It was it. It was... If they would have had those things, I always would have been like, okay, that's funny.
Okay, and then at the end with Chloe, when first of all, they had this certificate, and she could only find her part, and so she thought her and Clark had got married. So at the end of the episode, he's like, oh, we have to undo this, and she's like, oh, I called the chapel, and they said it was just a prank. And so, but when she's leaving, and Oliver catches up with her and stuff, and he says... he shows her the certificate, and they're like, "Oh, we're husband and wife, yay!" And I'm like, how did it become suddenly legal all of a sudden? How is it not a prank anymore? Cause were you trying to trick Clark? It was a prank. We're not married.
And then she was going to leave without telling him goodbye.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to leave, and I'm not, and sneak out while everybody's watching the video.
A great way to start off a marriage.
Yeah.
It's like getting hitched with a drunken stupor.
Like, oh. She's like, I'm going to Star City. Oh, but let's talk about the biggest thing. She mentioned my baby's daddy. She mentioned Bruce Wayne. She said a billionaire
with a lot of gadgets,
a lot of toys,
and a wondrous woman who will throw Clark for a loop. Wow.
That's how they snuck in. That's how they snuck in.
You writers,
those two people.
You are so disrespectful to the fans who we just wanted them so bad, and then you just think this reference just thrown in there for 2 seconds is good enough? I would have rather you not said anything, especially since how many people are Batman's enemies who have money and resources and are super geniuses, People like Lex Luthor! But Chloe Sullivan knows who Batman is before he's even Batman. And she described her calling as finding heroes and helping them realize their true potential. And FYI, you were not always there for Clark at the beginning. You did not always trust him. And you sometimes you were you did things that were a bad friend like. You were not always on point, Chloe Sullivan. No, you were not.
Human Scorch said that, she put on Dr. Fate's helmet, so, and that's kind of like a catch-all for the show, that she could see things like that. But it's like, well, what can she see and what can't she see?
Yeah, like why? Okay, why would if that's true, then how come she isn't telling Clark how to defeat the darkness, who they know is Darkseid? How come she didn't know she's gonna be kidnapped last week? How come she didn't stay behind stay for Oliver, who has an Omega symbol on his head, or stop that from happening?
Yeah.
That's just nonsense. And
but I can see Smallville totally using that.
Oh, okay,
That's
no.
what I'm saying.
If they
no,
I don't think they're not going to mention that. I don't even know if they're really going to even mention Chloe again. But if that was the case, and Chloe knew things like that because of the Fate helmet, I believe that they would have already mentioned that. What the Human Scorch said, it is an excuse, but I don't know if that's plotted. Is what I'm saying. I think people are reading too much into it.
I don't think anything is plotted in this show. I'm starting to think that maybe even that scene with Clark with her saying that it was a prank, maybe that was like a last minute shooting thing.
That was so inconsistent
it didn't
with
make
the scene that happened a couple minutes later.
It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense.
Because they don't shoot these things back to back. You know, they shoot one scene this week and that day.
And
I think it's been
confirmed. It's been confirmed that Chloe and Oliver, that they are legally married. So what makes her in her mind that she wasn't legally married to Clark just because she didn't want it or something? Is that it? Is that it?
I don't know. And if she wasn't, then she was lying to him again.
And people were, and I've heard people saying on Twitter, I'm complaining about Chloe and the how is it okay legally now that it's Oliver, everything's okay, and they're like, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how can Chloe be legally married to Oliver when she legally wiped her existence.
Yeah. That is...
Because I don't think she fixed everything on her drunk nights.
It was so unnecessary. It was an unnecessary, why do you need a filler episode at the end of the series?
But you know what? You know what? Harvest a lot of it was filler. But there was that arc part.
It was a Halloween episode, though.
But there was that arc part with the Lex clone, which advanced him further, with him and Tess and stuff. So that wasn't all the way filler. This was complete filler just for the fact of being happy, whimsical nonsense. But come on, everybody doesn't have to be stupid when you make a funny episode. That Showgirl thing was so dumb.
Yeah, the thing that gets me is that they did that while they were sober.
I know.
Doesn't make any sense. Like, why did you dress and drag while you were drunk? And then when you sober up, like, yes, I'm going to dress and drag because there's absolutely no way I can get through a curtain because I'm Green Arrow. It boggled my mind. And I felt so bad because I was very attracted to Justin Hartley, but it's scary.
And I've seen him do ballet on Bring It On. Katrina said, she tweeted that she believes Oliver Queen, the real Oliver Queen, would have punched Justin Hartley in the face.
Oh yeah, Oliver Queen definitely would have been upset. You kidding me? He wouldn't be able to live that down. Every time he goes to the Justice League, around Justice League members, the Flash would bring it up every time. And even Batman would get in a few quirks, every now and then.
Well, I guess maybe they're not doing anything with Black Canary anymore.
Yeah, she's gone.
Well, I haven't seen anything else on IMDb for Smallville for her, but and there's no more Chloe. There's no way
that they could start a relationship or begin a relationship, while he's still with Chloe, and it's not like he could come back and say, "Oh, Chloe died," and not show anything or not do anything.
Okay, so when Lana left, she had her they gave her powers, and she's around in the world doing whatever. And this arc, when they brought Chloe back, was basically like that, too. Because when Lana showed up, everything was fine. Everyone had moved on. The Clois was on. Lana was gone. People were moving forward with their lives. And then Lana shows up at the wedding. Everything shuts down. And, and Lois is gone. Lois is gone for the next couple episodes that Lana is in. She's just gone. And then Clark was all Lois. And then he was all Lana. And then Lana got her powers. Boom, she's gone. And then Lois came back and was like, Lana was never even there to begin with. Mm-hmm. And so Chloe came back. Well, she was at the beginning. Then she left. And they were mopey or whatever. And then they were doing fine. And then she came back and everybody's like, we missed you so much. Well, I mean, they did miss you.
Yeah.
But then Martha was talking like, everybody needs you, Chloe. Everybody loves you, and Clark needs you, and maybe they need your support, but they don't need you as much as you think. They really don't.
You know,
and then they gave her this purpose, this calling, and they basically gave her superpowers because she discovered Batman. So that's what they just like basically did.
That annoyed me. There's other people I need to inspire, like inspire Batman. Like,
what the heck?
Oh my god,
he's Batman!
Like
he's the gosh darn Batman, darn it.
Alfred, Fox, and that's it. He gets his training.
Bruce Wayne just needs Bruce Wayne.
Oh my god.
That's what it is.
That really irked me. It's like, how dare you? It's like
I feel like they insulted.
You did.
Well, they did. I said they just whipped it out.
What is Chloe?
Pissed all over them.
How did she get her super hacking job? She's not a super genius. Well, apparently she is. It's like, hey, we need somebody to do this. Let's have Chloe do it. We need somebody to do this. Let's have Chloe do this. Chloe hasn't. She said it good last episode. Chloe hasn't been Chloe since the first few seasons. She hasn't. She's just like, it's like, hey, we need this so Chloe can do it.
It like how they kept having Lana be kidnapped, Lana have vampire powers, witch powers, all this stuff. They were trying so hard to make her relevant, which she was fine before, but they just kept adding things to make her relevant. That's what they did to Chloe. All you had to do is bring in some different cast members, or even show some training or some evolution, not just plop it on there and just expect us to just deal with it. But her discovering Batman is insulting, and I don't want to hear any mess from people talking about you comic book people are taking it too hard or whatever, because it's just the truth. It's just the truth, and you should have just left it alone if you were just gonna throw it away like that.
All they had to do, this is why I said all they had to do was towards the end of the show, if they weren't going to bring Batman on, all they had to do was just like, yeah, we got this buyer from Gotham City that wants to buy the Daily Planet.
Yeah,
boom, that's it.
That's all you had to
do. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, that's all you had to do.
Because he does end up owning the Daily Planet. Bruce Wayne does. That's all you had to do.
And they wouldn't want Lex over it forever anyway. Well, at least,
That's all they had to do. Wonder Woman, they didn't, at first
how she discovered the mascara.
I don't know. If Chloe's gonna stay in Star City and be a reporter, let her stay in Star City and be a reporter. I don't want to hear anything stupid about her character for the remainder of the season.
I don't want to hear it all.
Just let her stay there. I don't want to hear oh, Chloe disappeared or Chloe died or something like that, or she blew up in an explosion. I don't want to hear anything like that.
Especially after that send-off thing that they did, and we're happy, go my city, and just to hear Chloe exploded or something like that, because she's gone. Allison left the show. She's gone.
And why did she, and he's like, well, let's go be husband and wife, in Star City and stuff. I'm like, but you're coming back. And what about the Omega thing? And you still have to wrap it up, and the dark side thing and all that. It doesn't make any sense.
And it's crazy that they would send her off right there, and they still have this Omega thing, whatever it entails, what's going to happen. They haven't explained anything. Yeah. Chloe's not going to be a part of that at all. That's her husband now. Don't you think she would care about that?
It just didn't make any sense. It's like, why did they send her? It wouldn't make sense if she went back to the reason why she left in the first place. Like, I can't be here. Fate warned me to interfere with you guys and blah blah blah, and go back to that. It would have been better if send her off that way.
Or just I can't live behind a computer screen. I've got to.
Yeah, I've got to do other things.
I've discovered that. How do Chloe's shippers feel about Chloe having her second marriage? We remember before Clark and Lois wed. Oh my gosh! Last week she could barely call him boyfriend!
And now they're husband and wife. I don't know what to say. It's the same. She could call him boyfriend. She almost left without saying goodbye.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, if Oliver was my brother, I would have smacked her and smacked him and said, "Don't get with her." There's no way I would let my. There's no way. There's no way. Well, if you really love someone, you stand by them forever and blah, blah, blah.
No, you need to trust somebody. And I'm going to throw that Smallville T word, as we like to call it, up in their face. You need to trust people. He can't trust her.
He can't. He really can't. It's just.
Bailey would call him boyfriend last week. You've been together for like a year, as he put it. Wrote some kind of love letter about he's the love of your life more than anybody else. Always your knight in the shining armor. All this bunch of bull crap. And then you can't call him boyfriend and not he your husband.
I don't get it.
Clark said, I would marry you in 5 days or 5 years. So are they getting married in 5 days or a couple episodes? Like, I'm confused about that. Because if you have the bachelor, party and the bachelorette party, then, then there's usually a wedding, like, immediately following. Most cases the next day, which I hear that's bad advice.
It is bad advice to have your wedding the next day. It's, later on in the week is really, it's usually within the same week.
There's quite a few episodes left to the finale, so I can't imagine that the wedding would be in the finale. It has to be before that.
There's no telling. It's Smallville. And I was ranting on Twitter forever. And just going back, we were talking with CK61938 and Human Squirch going back and forth. Seemed like, and stuff. And, and Human Squirch was saying, it's Smallville, guys. It's Smallville.
He's like, I can't believe you people are surprised. I just got
my hopes
usually
up.
not. I didn't have no hopes. You can't have no hopes. You can't have no dreams.
I'm sorry.
Not with this show.
I'm
no.
an optimistic person.
No, not with this show, Katrina, no. But the thing was, they stabbed me in the back with that Bruce Wayne crap. They stabbed me in the back, they betrayed me.
We were on the couch watching Smallville, and when Chloe said that, Christina was like, I hate you.
I did. It just came out of me. I'm like, I hate you. I couldn't help it. It was my truest feelings. My truest feelings. We fans have been slapped in the face. We've been spit on. And I've put up with a lot of stuff through the years. There's been great episodes of Smallville.
Oh, yeah.
There have. And I've enjoyed it. I describe it as an abusive relationship, really. Because, sometimes you're like, well, why don't you get out? I'm like, I don't know. There's just something about it.
It's almost over now. You just might
it's almost over now. And I don't even know if I'm going to miss it when it's over now. Because I was just so frustrated last night.
I miss last season.
Last season was good.
Last season was great. That's why I was hoping. And I was encouraging people to watch it who hasn't watched Smallville.
Oh, don't you feel dumb?
I do. I feel disappointed.
Especially
like I said, I'm an optimistic person, so I'm always. I don't know.
After Lazarus disappointed me, I was like, I'm not having no more dreams and hopes with you. But I never expected this. I don't know why, but this is worse than Mixoplex.
It kind of.
If that's
like,
what they did with Batman and Wonder Woman, even in that short reference, I'm now officially glad that they never made an appearance on the show.
I am too.
Because they would have just butchered it.
And
we would have been upset. And we would have been ranting for forever.
I remember years
like we are now.
Before Lois Lane came on the show, TV Guide was saying how Smallville was looking into having, I think, Bruce Wayne and Lois on the show. And so, instead of Bruce Wayne, you had Oliver Queen. And I'm so glad they made that decision. I'm so glad DC never gave him the rights.
But you never know, Katrina. What if he's not the real Oliver Queen? Maybe his name is Oliver Alicia, and that's why he liked to dress up and drag, and there's a real Oliver Queen out there. Just like fake Jimmy. You never know.
Maybe. His makeup
Oliver
was
Alicia.
Really good.
Yeah.
Like his makeup was
And I don't know if Lois had the time to do hers and his.
I can see that now. Hey Oliver, that's really good. Like, yeah, I've dated some models. And I've seen them get dressed in the morning. This isn't a natural talent at all. I don't like this at all. But I just dated some supermodels, and I would see them. Not that I was taking tips from them or know how to do it, but it just happened that way. That's a really good shade on you, Lois. You should keep that and get some rouge on there. But, I just don't know where that came from. There's a magazine over there, and I just happened to skim through it while you were brushing your hair. However, you shave your chest quite a bit. Yeah, it's because women like it, not because I don't like hair on my body and like to put on bras and pretend I'm a girl. I some people always thought that was so funny to see men dress up in drag. But I'm sorry, but when I find a man extremely attractive and he dresses up like that, it just takes it away.
Yeah.
And it's just like I can.
I did not. I found it scarring. I didn't like it at all.
When I think of Justin Hartley, every time I try and picture him in my mind, and from now on for the rest of my life, I'm just gonna see him in that Showgirl costume, forever and ever, and so it's so sad.
You failed me, Smallville. You failed me.
Tell us what you think. Tell us if you think we're overreacting, or if you think that. Actually, I don't really care if people think that we're overreacting. I really don't care if you think we are, because I just can't believe it. I've seen Hangover twice, and that movie was, and this episode was not.
I didn't think it was that funny.
This episode wasn't. This episode wasn't funny at all to me. I chuckled maybe once or twice.
Okay, the point is that it shouldn't have happened.
Shouldn't have. It was. I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina. And we're the Gorgeous Geeks.